Okay. I'd like to speak in order at 9:41 a.m. And we are in GSI now. First topic on the agenda is the roll call and representation. Can we have the mic for the
Good morning, everyone. Okay, for this time, I'll ask you to say thank you, OC, in your language, and we're starting with IVSA China.
Thank you, OC, in your language.
多謝 OC。
IVSA Czech Republic. IVSA Denmark. IVSA France. IVSA Germany. IVSA Greece. IVSA Guatemala. IVSA Hungary. IVSA India. IVSA Italy. IVSA Mexico. IVSA Morocco. IVSA Nepal. IVSA Norway. IVSA Peru. IVSA Romania. IVSA Slovenia. IVSA South Korea. IVSA Sweden.
Tack OC.
IVSA Switzerland. IVSA the Netherlands. IVSA USA. We are at 52.5, so we have quorum. Thank you.
Okay, next topic on the agenda is nominations for 75th IVSA Congress. Are there any nominations? Besides the Peru? Seeing none, the nominations are now closed and will be open again tomorrow. And we are moving on to one part, and that is election procedures. Felix?
Felix Metzger, IVSA X Company number 37. Yes, so we will go through the election procedure once more, just to make sure everyone knows how it's functioning. So, the voting system, we will have provincial voting and plurality and large voting. It will be electronically and secret. Each and all has 2 votes. All local chapters from a single country must come to an agreement between themselves as to how they want to cast their votes. All local chapters should have an equal say. The elections. There will be the following elections. We are electing the executive committee members, the committee chairs, the regional representatives, our secretaries, and the trust. The most will receive 2 separate mails, each with their own unique code for each election at their official IVSA and own mail. The elections will be held in the following order. First, we will do executive committee and committee chairs. After that, we will launch the election of regional representatives, secretaries, and trust. And the form will be accepting votes for a maximum of 20 minutes, so make sure you will be in time. How you will vote, you click the link, you insert both codes, you vote for each, and then you repeat, just like during the test election. Make sure to vote twice. Reminders for the preferential voting, we have ex co-chairs and regional reps. You will put in all the nominees in the preference order, being number 1 the one you prefer the most. For For plurality at large, so secretaries of trust, you click on the box on the right side of the name of the person you vote up for. And you cannot vote against the candidate, but you can abstain from voting. And another reminder, in the result of the vote, if the result of the vote is such that more than 2 nominees from one country are to be elected to the Secretariat, the provisionally elected nomination from that country receiving the least number of votes shall be invalidated until only 2 provisionally elected nominees from that country remain. This is important to state because we have, I think, at least 3 people from IVSA Nepal running for secretary position. So in case all 3 are elected in the top 12, the one with the least votes needs to be eliminated. How to avoid invalid votes? Double check if you used the correct code. Make sure you're not using the same code twice. Make sure that the voting delegate is the only person who is using the MO email during the elections. Remember, the voting is anonymous and important. It's a long-term choice. By voting for someone, you state that you trust that this person is the most suitable for this position and how he, she, they will function in a team. It does not mean that you like this person. We need to have the most capable team, so please think carefully about the candidates that you choose. Criteria, the things to take into consideration, personal attributes, example given their capability to work in a team, and how compatible their personal skills are with the skills required for the position, motivation and dedication to IVSA, relevant IVSA experience and other experience which might be relevant to the position they are running for, and overall, who you think is most suited to the position and whose selection to that position will result in the largest overall benefit to IVSA. Are there any questions? Okay, seeing none, we are now preparing the final steps of the launch and we'll let you know as soon as we launch the vote. And then you can start voting. Yeah.
Okay. The chair will now entertain a motion to suspend the meeting for 2 minutes. Director?
Gratificação na IVSA in Norway, bidding number 7, I so move.
Any discussion? Any objections? We are extended meeting. -5. And now, the chair will entertain a motion to go into, I don't know, 40-minute break.
Vizsgálá egész move.
Second.
Any discussion? Any objection? No. So we are in a break, and the next, not on the agenda, but the next thing that will happen is Pierre yes, one of our partners, so SMBT director is going to give the presentation on digital technologies and artificial intelligence in veterinary education and practice. A burning topic.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I'm very pleased to be here. I just want to introduce to you EVE, which is the European Association of Establishments of Veterinary Education. We have more than 100 members in 34 European countries and 15 members in 10 non-European countries. So in Europe, the different countries are subscribed in 8 regions, but in addition to that, we also accredit veterinary school in Israel, Japan, Jordan, Tunisia, Russia, Belarus, Thailand, Indonesia, Brazil, Egypt, and probably many more in the future. Just for your information, IVSA is very closely associated to our organization. So when we do a visitation, there is always one student joining the team with the same core than the other specialized expert in the team. And IVSA is also a member in Europe of ECCVT, which regroup the veterinary profession, the specialist, DVS, and the association, the Association of Veterinaries. So why to be accredited by EVE? And EasyVet is the system of evaluation of veterinary training. Sometimes it's requested by national accreditation. It's requested to work in some countries. For instance, currently, if you go to the UK, you need to be graduate from an accredited veterinary school. If you want to register for an internship residency program or to practice. It is also requested by the European Board of Veterinary Specialization to be graduate from a school which is accredited by EVE. And of course, there are some subjective importance like international accreditation. Much easier to receive international funding when a school is fully accredited. And of course, all members of EVE are able to share experience, tools, etc. Studying e-learning may be easily shared between schools like virtual slaughterhouse, etc. So the principle of accreditation is to check if a veterinary school is fully compliant with 55 standards. Like they are subdivided into 10 areas: organization, finance, curriculum, facilities, animal resource, student assessment, staff, and research activity. And in order to evaluate the vet school, there are also some indicators to check where is the specific vet school when compared to the other one. This is, for instance, concerning the number of clinical patients and subdivided by the number of students. And you can see if your vet school is above the average, above the minimal value, or below. When the school is below, then there is a problem. And this problem needs to be compensated. If not, the school will not be accredited. You know also that there are many changes today. In the past, it was just a list of subjects to be taught to students. Today is the opposite. It's a list of competencies to be acquired by the student. A the end of the curriculum. And this is a major change to have this competencies-oriented veterinary training. So of course, if you have any question about it, never hesitate to contact me. But I would suggest you, if your school is not yet accredited by an accreditation body, is to push your team to enter into the system, which is essential to reach international level and to enter in a process of permanent enhancement. Now, coming back to artificial intelligence, I always say to my students, artificial intelligence is stupid, but it is curing itself. And extremely quick. And you remember in 1997, and Big Blue was able to beat the Kasparov champion chess game in 2017. Google software was able to beat the Asian champion in the Go game, which is a very intuitive game. And in 2020, artificial intelligence was shown to be better for the diagnosis of some breast cancer. Today, as you are well aware about all the tools for generative artificial intelligence. Of course, we all use GPT-4, but there are many others coming every month. And we have more and more tools, and especially since early 24, we have specialized chatbots. For instance, Candido and Socratic communication, or Woobot Health or Healthcare. And this may help you to just have a look to all this to see if they can help. Just an example here was a comparison done between the diagnosis of breast cancer by radiologists in the US versus artificial intelligence. And the winner was artificial intelligence because of less false negative cases and less false positive cases. Of course, test results are always done by a radiologist helped by artificial intelligence. So this evolution is inevitable for several reasons. And you know that these digital tools are much better than human beings for the detection and analysis of image sounds and all subliminal signals. The human brain is, of course, not able to store and analyze the big data, billions of data coming from genome, microsome, etc. And artificial intelligence tools are faster and permanently improve itself. And this is something which is very strong. So for the veterinarian, it will very quickly has a direct impact and to enhance the prediction of patient risk, the treatment of disease, the communication with patient and colleagues, to improve performance of livestock and sport animals, and to develop what is called predictive, preventive, personalized, and participatory medicine with the owner of the animal. And just an example that how fast it's going in the US concerning some veterinary specialty or some human specialty, the cost of the insulin is low if the practitioner is able to show that he will be helped by digital tools, by artificial intelligence. And so it's important for you to be aware about it. It's clear that you should not worry about it. Digital tools will not replace the veterinarian. However, it's a view that the one who does not use it in the near future will be replaced by the one who makes the most of it. And there are several reasons for it. The clients are requesting it. By the way, they are using ChatGPT-4, chatbots. It goes by law. And you know that you are not obliged to have results, you are obliged to use the most appropriate means to reach the correct diagnosis and to identify the most efficient treatment. absolutely essential for big data management. It's cost effective. Anybody in the world, even in poor countries, can use a mobile phone and can use these digital tools to enhance their practice. And of course, it's also available online. So clearly, these tools must be considered as tools. Will never replace the practitioner, and as far as development of telemedicine in several countries, it's important to know that always the veterinarian must be behind and to give the right diagnosis and to propose the right treatment. But it may be helped with the artificial intelligence, and the communication must be largely improved with the clients. So are we ready about it? There have been always changes in the history of veterinary medicine. But the big difference today is the speed of change. When the thermometer or stethoscope were discovered some centuries ago, it took a century to implement it in the field. And when the 3D printer, blockchain, the CRISPR, Cas9 was discovered, it took a decade to be implemented in medicine. And today, especially after the COVID pandemic, several tools were developed and were immediately largely used in the field in some countries. Just some example, look at this tool. In one little equipment, and you may use what is done by a stethoscope, otoscope, ophthalmoscope, dermatoscope, pulse oximeter, thermometer, and electrocardiogram. All these data are sent to a database, submitted to the relevant algorithm, and sent to the practitioner, who will decide if emergent hospitalization is necessary, if some basic treatment are needed, etc. And this can be done very quickly, in a few minutes. So this is something which will be very helpful, same for the intensive care unit for animals, and it's the same for babies. Babies and animals are very similar concerning the diagnosis and the follow-up of the treatment in the past. I remember when I was a young man, there was a lot of catheter, a lot of connection between the patient and the heavy instrument. It's just a very little piece of a connector to be put on the skin of the animal and to provide all the relevant information to the veterinarian. Same, this, I don't know if you know this equipment. This is a sequencer. In the past, the sequencer was as big as an office. The first one I saw was huge. Today, it's like a very small box to be cut. You can go to your smartphone and you can analyze the genome of the patient and of the pathogen. So these tools are extremely efficient and able to be used very soon in the field. Same concerning animal welfare. Animal welfare is really essential. But there are sometimes problems to diagnose when animal welfare is not optimal, like in slaughterhouse, for instance, and maybe huge problem about welfare. There can be camera linked to relevant algorithm to detect abnormal pain in the animal, like the position of ears, etc. And this may be very helpful in the field. Same as when we sometimes can use this tool to close the loop of the permanent diagnosis and treatment. A good example is treatment of diabetes in dogs, where you can online directly measure the blood glucose level and adapt the dose of insulin, which is injected to the blood directly with a pump fixed to the eye. So the look can be fully. Of course, there are worrying factors and there are limiting factors. We speak sometimes about singularity. I don't know if you read some books about it, it's very interesting. And some people predict that artificial intelligence could take the form on human beings on the earth. Some people believe it's green, it will never happen, but we need to be careful about that. Secondly, it's not healthy that few organisms like GAFA and NATO have a dominant position and they have made a big over bid on health. They buy all the new tools, etc. They have billion and billion of dollar or euro available, and it's a bit too many, too few groups who owns too many tools, and this is not good for natural competition. We need to be aware. And there is also a lack of clear and transparent regulatory framework. You have heard about GDPR rules to respect privacy, etc. But between us, this is a joke. GDPR is like a door without lock. Anybody can enter. You just need to click that you respect the rules, and then you go on. So it's not a really serious limitation. The potential problems linked to the misuse of artificial intelligence in health. So it's very important that all these tools are validated by a competent person and that some ethical rules are defined to be sure that there is no misuse of the data. One of the key points is who owns the data and who is allowed to use it and to distribute it for several purposes. Also, another worry is the lack of training in the rational reasoning. In some veterinary schools, we have no training at all about it, but it's changing. There are no new approach done in the recent past. And final worry is, it's an increasing ecological cost of these. It's incredible how much electricity they use to maintain the database, etc. And this may be a worry. So it's also some worrying about the impact on human beings in general and on veterinarians in particular. If you misuse all these tools, it's a risk of lack of critical thinking and a progressive loss of cognitive function. Some people are worried that the less artificial intelligence is stupid, the less humans are dead. So we need to take care about that, not to trust too much these tools, but to still be fully involved in the cognitive approach of veterinary medicine. However, despite this worry, it's no doubt that digital tools will improve the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of disease, will allow a much better use of genome, exposome, microbiome, and will develop precision medicine, which is individual medicine. One treatment in one dog may be efficient, and may be inefficient in another one, and may be toxic in a third one. And the correct knowledge of the genome of the animal will help to predict which is the most appropriate treatment for one specific. And of course, also communication with colleagues in the hospital, with patients, will be largely improved. Traceability, improve of animal welfare, reduction of use of antibiotics, and also it's more and more use in the herd management of production animal and of sport horses, for instance, where the whole can be closed between sensor, database, algorithms, veterinarian, and then the owner or the trainer of the animal to improve performance in full respect of health and of welfare and of ethical aspects. Of course, to be able to use these digital tools, the students need to have in the list of day one competencies some knowledge in basic knowledge in bioinformatics, need to be aware of the terminology, you want to properly use the tools, it's important, and you need to understand how these tools are generated and also to understand about the data management, so you can contribute to send your data to the relevant data line and how to use it in order to improve the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of animal disease. It's also important that in the future, in the past, there was a whole relationship between the owner and of the animal and the veterinarian. In the future, there will be a triangular relationship. You need to add the digital tools and artificial intelligence in this aspect. You need to be trained in the use of all these tools, and you need to be aware of the code of conduct. What are you allowed to do with all the data you have in your computer or all the data you receive from the data? These tools are important for veterinary medicine, but also for the training of veterinary education. It may improve the feedback between students and teachers. It may allow to share facilities. As I told you before, like the video showed about, etc. There are a lot of extremely good to develop in one vet school. It's stupid not to use it everywhere else. Translation in other languages is extremely easy today with artificial intelligence. And when the tool is developed, it should be used by as many schools as possible, right? In order, for instance, to improve the knowledge of what we call one health, one welfare, and one biosecurity. When the past we focused only on animals, but we need to take into account interaction with human health, with plant health, and with the environment. And we need to look at it globally and not just to focus to the animal, which is nonsense. So, in veterinary education also, it's important to know that in the future, there will be less and less teaching in big amphitheater. And there will be small group, interactive group teaching, no doubt about that. Students will use a lot of mode. As you know, some students are very fast, and when they listen to mode, they put the speed times 2. And some people are slow, and they pick it 0.5. It's may vary from a student to another one, and everybody should be able, every student should be able to adapt the training to his or her peculiarities and way of work. Metaverse, it's also helpful to prepare the student before to go to the live animal. You know, it's a usual training, theoretical training, practical training, skill labs with smart kids, metaverse, and then go to the real animal, healthy first, and then the sick animals. And this is the best procedure for you to acquire self-confidence and to be able to be efficient as a veterinarian and to be able to work in a team. As know, there are many problems in veterinary medicine. We are very worried about the fact that around 25% of graduate veterinarians stop completely the profession after 2, 3, 4 years. This is not normal. And there are several reasons about it. It's not the topic today, but we need together to think about that. Because your studies are a huge investment for you, for your parents, but also for the society. It costs a lot of money. And the graduate vet decide to stop. And this is a very drastic for everybody. And it's a disaster, and we need to understand why, and we need to find a solution. So just to finalize things, I just want to remind you with a sentence from Darwin that is not the strongest nor the most intelligent of the species that survive, is the one that is most adaptable to change. And remember that change is now going extremely fast. And in 1 month, you may see huge difference in the different tools which could be available for you. Another sentence from a French philosopher, Gaspard Koenig, is the more algorithm we use, the less free will we experience. And so we need to try to avoid to become slave of these digital tools and to still keep our cognitive function and still be the master of the story. And finally, some of you have already been informed about Nietzsche, a famous philosopher who has think about the Superman, who is really above all the current problems, but on the opposite, for people who are happy, Homo sapiens, who are maybe aware about it, who speak about a submissive man, which is under the control of artificial intelligence, and what I call reduced it today, the singularity. So you know that there is a danger to downgrade privacy and free will of individual. However, I'm fully convinced that the strong point from artificial intelligence and digital tools are an open opportunity to upgrade veterinary education and practice. So if you want more information, you can go on the IVSA website and you will find admin, and you can add a document which has been written by our work group I was sharing, and some IVSA representatives were present in this work. Thank you for your attention.
Tessa van der IVSA Exco. Pierre, I want to thank you for this lecture. It was really interesting to see all the things happening and all the possibilities coming this way. I just recently graduated and we have a few of these tools in our practice as well. And I really like seeing what else there is to come, because it can bring us a lot if we know how to use it. So thank you for all this information.
Anybody else? Okay. Well, thank you, Pierre. And if you want to talk to Pierre, he'll be also today with us at gala dinner and probably stick around during the GA, so you have time to talk to him. And yeah, you're more than welcome to. Thank you.
Which one?
Yes, okay. For anyone interested in the EasyFed program, me and Susanna have joined one of these. Sorry, my brain isn't working well. Visits to visitation. So if you want to know how it is as a student, come talk to us and we can tell you all about it.
Okay, so we are now still into a break because you also have still time to cast your votes, and then the election committee will send another form for the regional reps, chairs, and regional reps, trustees, and secretaries. So yeah, take your time. We'll take a break. please take your seats. Okay, so I'd like to call the meeting back in order at 11 a.m. -5. The next topic on the agenda is actually the one that was postponed, and it was the base fee. So that is presented by our president-elect, Felix.
Okay. Felix Metzger, website company number 37. Hey everyone, we will talk about basically the base factor today. Woo! Finances. Let's go. So first, what is the base factor? Based on our bylaws, we calculate the membership fee like this: the base factor times the GDP factor times the size factor, and we vote on the base factor today. For example, let's use IVSA Germany. This term we had a base factor of 39, and the size factor of Germany is 4, and the GDP factor is 4, and the size factor is 2. This results to a total membership fee of 312 euros. So why are we changing the base factor? We want to adapt to the inflation rate. And just to give an overview, last year's international inflation rate was 6.8%. And this year we will expect an inflation rate of 5.9%. So based on the MOs that register the size factor on members portal, we have the following calculations for the membership fee. So this year we would have received 13,572. Oh, I need to slow down a bit. So this year we would have received, if every MO pays 13,572. In case of a base fee factor of 40, 13,920. In case of base factor of 41, 14,268. And in case of base factor of 42, 14,616. And in case of base factor of 43, 14,964. So I move to approve base factor at 43.
Second.
The motion on the floor is to approve base fee factor as at 43. Is there any discussion regarding this? Yes, yeah.
Jacopo Filippini, IVSA Italy meeting number 34. I was wondering if the previous speaker can just share with the General Assembly why why it changed the base factor from 39 to this year to 43.
Felix Metzger, IVSA Exco, bidding number 37. Yes, I can explain this. So the reason for that is that we want to cover the inflation rate. So I already need to cover, we already need to make the base factor way higher than 39. The second point is that we barely cover, we're not half covered the inflation rate from 2022 to 2023. So we need to increase the base factor to cover the inflation rate that we missed out on in the past year.
Hajar?
Adjusted IVSA Morocco, bidding number 71. Can we have because there was the numbers shown, but what does it mean in terms of percentages? So how many percentages increasing actually?
Okay, so for 40 it would mean an increase of 2.5%. For 41 it was 5.2. For 42 it was 7.14, and for 43 it was 10.2%. Shall I repeat? Okay, so for 40 it was 2.5%, for 41 it was 5.2%, for 42 it was 7.2%, and for 43 it was 10.1%.
Okay, any other discussion? Susanna?
Susanna Salvatore, IVSA Exco, meeting number 90. I was wondering, the total full fee invoice is 13,572, but in the treasurer budget, like financial report, there was written that we had a total income from the membership fees of 15,000. So I am assuming that this number is the one that we were expecting MOs to pay. It's not the total number of MOs that should pay.
Tessa van Duinen, IVSA Exco bidding number 27. Yeah, so there's different numbers going on. The total income of membership fee we have received in the previous year was both membership fee that hadn't been paid yet. For previous years, it includes the alumni membership fee, and it included the half membership fee we asked for from February till this August. However, with the file I used to calculate the amount of membership fee, I calculate the entire yearly fee, and then I halved that for the past half year. For this to give an overview of what the new membership fee would be, because this September we will ask for a normal 1 year membership fee. I calculated the total of what I would have received in 2024 if we did not halve the fee, and I used as basis everybody who had applied to member schools and gave me their size factor, because I can't calculate membership fee without size factor. So this would have been the total membership fee if everybody who applied had paid, which almost everybody did, good to you, and if we had a full year. So I hope that explains what this number is based on. Thank you for the question.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Yes, Hajar?
Anastasia, IVSA Morocco, bidding number 71. I have a question. According to the presentation, the inflation was like 5 point something percent. So why is it that we are increasing by 10% and not going for the option of 5%?
Felix Metzger, IVSA Exco, being number 47. The reason for that is that, as I stated before, we barely covered the inflation rate from 2022 because it was really high. It was like almost 9%. So in order to kind of recover what we missed out on, I moved to a way higher base factor. I would like to move to a way higher base factor to cover this.
Thank you. Jacobo? Yeah. Sorry, Anish.
Jacopo Filippini, IVSA Italy, bidding number 34. I was wondering what will be the consequences of raising the base factor in such a pretty large way. So the consequences on the other MO that mainly, and maybe this year, just have difficulties to pay the fee factor with 39 base factor. So I'm asking if the previous speaker just have some kind of thinking on regarding these matters.
Felix Metzger, IVSA Exco, bidding number 37. So the result of the increase would definitely mean that MOs would need to pay a higher base fee, a higher membership fee, according to the inflation rate. So yeah, that's basically the result. Like, I don't have the exact numbers right now with me to say, okay, these MOs need to pay this much more, because it's also like depending on the size factor that will be decided on next year by the MOs. So I sadly can't give concrete numbers, but yeah, the MOs will need to pay more to cover the financial status of IVSA and the inflation rate we are facing.
Thank you, Felix. Anybody else? Okay. Just a reminder to check your emails. The second vote was also sent out.
Raquel Pels, IVSA Netherlands. Bidding number 36. You said in 2022, the inflation is barely covered. I was wondering if you have a number for the increase of that year in the base factor or in percentages.
IVSA?
Beste van Duinen, IVSA, Exco bidding number 27. Yeah, the previous Congress in Denmark, we moved the base factor was changed from 37 to 39. And that year, at that point, we didn't have, of course, the total inflation rate because it's not at the end of the year. But for 2022, the inflation rate was almost 10%, was 9.5%, if I remember correctly.
Okay, hope that answered the question, or you can, do you want to speak or? Oh, okay. Any other discussion? Any objection? Seeing none, the motion has passed and the new base fee factor is 43. Okay. Another reminder, the second email with the voting codes was sent out, which you need to decide for the trust secretaries, and regional reps. So please check it out. My mic is not working. Mine is.
No.
Okay, we are moving on with the G1 onwards. Where we are. And the next topic is report from report card auditor. Report card auditor is not with us at the moment, but we do have his statement. So Ines will read it out.
Okay, so report cards officer is John Young, but he's not present, so he sent me his reports. And okay, so I'm pleased to present the report cards officer reports for the 2023-2024 term of esteemed officials. This report is of the recent audits conducted on the official evaluation forms and report cards. As the report card auditor, my role was to examine the achievements, shortcomings, and overall conduct of our officials. I delved into the depths of their actions and analyzed the impact of their decisions on the association. Firstly, let me express my gratitude. Firstly, let me explain my gratitude for the dedication and hard work exhibited by many of our officials. They have demonstrated a wide-range commitment, innovative thinking, and the passion of making positive change in IVSA. We worked with 551 responses from the evaluation form. From the evaluation form presented to officials and had to summarize the responses to get tailored responses for each individual. All officials were evaluated and the 4 responses were anonymous. Officials were also evaluated solely based on their work ethics, experience, and the new initiative they bring to the position and the association as well. Report cards were then made from the responses submitted in the evaluation form. The following key areas were thoroughly examined. First, accuracy of performance ratings. We focused on verifying the accuracy of the performance ratings assigned to the officials by their fellow officials in the evaluation forms. This involved examining whether the evaluator worked with the official being evaluated and all the points being raised were relevant, thereby ensuring any inconsistencies were carefully noted and addressed. Secondly, consistency and fairness. We strive to maintain consistency and fairness of the evaluation process across all officials. It was crucial to ensure that all the officials were assessed based on objectives and standardized performance metrics without any undue bias, favoritism, or discrepancies in the assessments of performance. Upon throughout the examination, the following observation and findings were made. The performance metrics and criteria utilized for the evaluation of officials were found to be generally useful and aligned with the respective roles and responsibilities of all officials. However, there were instances where certain performance metrics could be further refined to better capture the officials' contributions. The consistency and fairness of the evaluation process were upheld for the most part, with efforts made to minimize biases and ensure equitable treatment of officials across different levels. The evaluation criteria were consistently applied across all officials, ensuring fairness and objectivity in the performance assessments. In conclusion, the officials' report card generally reflects and gives a brief overview of the performance of each official. Also, we strive to maintain an accurate, fair, and well-documented assessment process. However, it is recommended that periodic reviews of performance metrics and criteria be conducted to ensure their ongoing relevance and effectiveness in capturing the official's performance. Sincerely, John Young, IVSA reports about others.
Okay, so since there were some problems, the chair will now entertain a motion to go into a 10-minute break. Avnish? Any discussion? Any objection? We're in a break. Please cast your vote, please.
So it is an issue. Oh my god. Wait. It usually still records, so we shouldn't talk. But we can go.
Men ska vi gå för stretch? Jag bara tänkte. Ja, men okej, men vi ska bara... Jag tänkte att vi skulle gå min kvarter. Det kanske blir bara... Ingenting för mig. Han sa att han skulle vara tillgänglig här. Men det var så. Men det var...
Are you staying here? I think I will also.
You wanna...
Yeah.
Do you want me to hold your drink? Be like this. It was...
I have to.
Such hardcore.